they completely disrespected the Native American tribes in an email. So this is from the one of the people who works for the Interior Department. This is an email that they wrote criticizing the Native American tribes. This is word for word. So this is his email here. That is about what I would expect from Charles. They're talking about some guy, whatever. On another note, however, I've expressed concern about the Indian tribes becoming corporations, and even talking about that is a major faux pas, bad idea, etc. I have seen this proposed at least 2 other times, and it never ends well. Tribes will beat up on the BIA until you propose to do something different, and all of a sudden it's don't violate or trust relationship, don't violate our trust relationship, don't violate our government to government status. There's absolutely no way to win with the Native American tribes, even make this debate look decent. That is a bad idea. So, oh my God. I mean, yeah, that was in there.
So wait a minute.
He's mocking them.
So think of just the sheer. I mean, this is not stunning. Anyone who works for Trump obviously is lacking in the empathy category. But they're saying there's no way to win. Well, I think you've already won since you exterminated the original Native Americans. Sorry to be crass, but let's keep it real. That's what America was built on. And since then have systematically taken their land, taking their natural resources, taking their dignity. I mean, what happened at Standing Rock, and it's happening everywhere. Bears Ears is one place, but Trump has actually been open that he wants to try and privatize a lot of these reservations around the country. So why I think it's important, love to know what you think, is you don't have to be Native American to care. The bottom line is, this is the continuation of the United Corporations of America, and it's also dangerous because the more mining that goes on, not just taking their public land and their sacred rights, the more mining that goes on, the more drilling that goes on is going to make these people even sicker. These tribes in many areas that have been uranium mining and all this, they are very, very sick.
Their water is polluted. There's uranium in their water. They have cancer. They're dying. Like the uranium from the old mines, the dust blows in the wind. These people are, have died and are continuing to be sick from all of this. And they want to do more. I mean, so imagine that. It's not only they're taking away their sacred land and destroying everything that they love. They're on top of it. They're already sick and they're being ignored. Their water source, they can't drink in their water. A lot of the tribes there in Arizona and Utah don't have clean drinking water. And on top of it, they're just going to drill more. They're going to do more. They're going to put more money into that than helping them, than helping provide clean water for them, than helping them with medical expenses. Like, it's very sad and backwards and evil. And they paint it as that they're doing something patriotic for the country, And the only thing that other people who aren't there and who aren't suffering from cancer or who don't know what it's like not to be able to drink your water is they're saying it's good for the economy. That's good for the economy.
Well, it's good for some in the economy. It's not good for the majority because that's what all this is. This is to enrich oil companies, their shareholders, the politicians that then do the bidding of the oil companies. It's not going to help the Native Americans. It's not going to help blue-collar workers anywhere. It's not going to help you, me. It's absurd. And the other thing I want to ask you about, obviously this is Trump. This is, Zinke, his administration. But where is the Democratic Party on this? The Democratic Party is trying to take back the House of Representatives. Well, I was in Standing Rock many times. They didn't say a damn thing about Standing Rock until the day Obama, by a gun to his head, by the way, denied the permit. Then they were all like mini Wachoni. But why isn't the Democratic Party speaking out about this? Because call me naive, I actually think it would help them electorally if they, dare I say, spoke out for the most vulnerable people in the country.
Yeah, why would they do something like that, though? They've never done anything like that. So one of the main companies or groups pushing the Bears Ears, downsizing was called the Sutherland Institute, and they're located in Utah, and they have the website called Rescind Bears Ears. And they're really huge on controlling through social media how people think about this and really pushing that idea of that the land's being taken away from the people. The Sutherland Institute goes, like, they present themselves as some grassroots organization, but they're actually funded by the Koch brothers.
Oh, shocker.
Right. And the Koch brothers have huge ties to oil and gas. And a lot of the Democrats take campaign funds from the Koch brothers. So if the Koch brothers are involved in Bears Ears and they have something at stake in Bears Ears, they are controlling everyone. So, like, this is puppets on a string. That's what this was. So if they're giving campaign finances to the Democrats and they say, shut up and don't involve yourself in Bears Ears, the Democrats are going to shut up and not involve themselves in Bears Ears, just like the Republicans. And I think that has a huge part to do with it. This Sutherland Institute took something in the number of, like, millions, high millions from the Koch brothers and started this whole anti-Bears Ears campaign. So literally, I mean, wouldn't you agree? If the Koch brothers have a vested interest in shrinking the size of these national monuments, and they're giving, I had a list that I had a video about, like, all the campaign donations that both Republicans and Democrats are taking from the Koch brothers, they're going to shut up because they're controlled. And that's the way the whole country goes. That's every issue in the country.
And, it's also a slippery slope because, okay, if they do this to Bears Ears and they shrink it down 85%, I mean, at that point, why not just do it 100 if you want to be that arrogant and evil? But what's next? The Big Bend region? You're going to take...
They do have a lot of things lined up. They have other national monuments that are under review. It's a fucking joke, sorry. It's a joke. They're under review. Like, these emails show that while when Zinke came out and said, oh, these national monuments are under review, these emails came prior to the review about all this information about this area. The Kapowski Plateau, located within the monument, contains one of the largest coal deposits in the United States. Zinke had that information before the review started. So the idea that he's saying, we're reviewing this, we're going to talk to the Native American tribes, and we're going to talk to the residents, and we're going to make a decision. His decision was already made. And there are tons of other monuments that are being reviewed. They know exactly what they're doing. It's a game that they play. Let me go out and meet with people and shake hands. All of these, this is a mineral review of Bears Ears that they ordered that went back and forth. The Department of Interior, the Bureau of Land Management, information in the memo, a series of maps showing the mineral potential and occurrences in Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante. All of this. The review includes explicit instructions to evaluate what kinds of oil, gas, or coal and other minerals might be contained in the land protected by the National Monument. This was all before Zinke said that he was reviewing the area. He had all this information. This is a map, mineral resources, data, information, uranium, all the uranium. He had this map before the review. It's bullshit. He knew what he was doing. Oil and gas potential. He had this. The dates showed he received this before he went out in public and said, we're reviewing the monuments. Mining areas, potential, all this, fossil fuels in Bears Ears. He had all of this information before he decided he was going to review the area. So it's all bullshit.
You know what's interesting to me? So I've been watching a lot of the Oliver Stone documentary of Untold History of the United States. And I already knew, we pretty much went to every war for oil, but now I know even more because this documentary, I advise everyone to watch it, Untold History of the U.S. So U.S. last 60, 70 years, basically when other countries like Cuba and Venezuela, whatever, threatened to nationalize their oil company, then the U.S. decided, nope, got to go in there, topple democratically elected leaders, and basically take the oil. And Trump, but when he was running, said, our biggest mistake in Iraq was we went and we didn't take the oil. So now it seems to me that on one end, I mean, knock on wood, at the moment, he hasn't launched a ground war. But it seems like instead of going to other countries to steal their oil, he's just basically stealing it. He's basically trying to push aside Native Americans, public land and sacred land, to steal their oil. It's going from international theft to domestic.
Yes, it is, isn't it? And that's when they push that whole idea, we're going to be energy independent. And all the Americans are like, oh, yeah, Trump wants us to be energy independent. That's awesome. Such bullshit, too, because the oil that they get, they send to other countries. Like, hello, America, can I tell you where the oil that they're fucking getting, that they're getting from American soil is going? It's going to other countries. Going to other countries.
Yeah, Dakota Access Pipeline, majority is exports. Same thing with the rest of Energy Transfer Partners pipelines and many others.
So